And welcome everybody. It means so much to Maureen and Daniel to have you all here with them today. They want to invite you to relax and enjoy and be present in the ceremony. With that in mind, if you have a cell phone, please check and make sure it is put on silent or do not disturb. And you can tuck it away for the ceremony. You won't need to take any pictures because we have an amazing team of photographers and videographers with us that are going to capture every moment. Thank you so much. Guys. You may be seated. Welcome, friends and family. Today is a celebration. Celebration of love, commitment, friendship, family, and of two people who are choosing to walk through life side by side. We have gathered to celebrate the marriage of Maureen and Daniel, and they'd like to take a moment to recognize and thank all of you, their family and friends who've traveled from near and far to join them in this special celebration. You were invited here to share this moment with Daniel and Maureen because you are the people who mean the most to them. And the understanding and the mutual respect that they bring to their lives together had its roots in the love and the friendship and the guidance that you all have given them. You are their community, and they are honored and grateful to have you here. Marriage is the intermeshing of two lives, of two human beings who have separate families, separate histories, separate stories, and yet have come together to write a new story. So I'd like to share a little of the story that brings us here today. Maureen and Daniel met on OkCupid in 2016 when they were both living in Austin. They met for drinks at the Flying Saucer and bonded over their shared love of wheat beer and pickles. Maureen was drawn to Daniel's intelligence and great sense of humor, and Daniel was attracted to Maureen's even-keeled personality. She was smart and straightforward, and the conversation flowed easily. They started seeing each other regularly. However, they knew that they couldn't get too serious because their time together had an expiration date. You see, Maureen was in graduate school and had already signed an offer letter committing her to move to California's Bay Area. And Daniel had a solid job working here at National Instruments. So they thought they'd enjoy each other's company and part ways in October when Maureen moved. When the time came, they were both really sad. And in fact, they just kept texting and talking nearly every day. In a couple of months, they had to face the fact. They were long-distance dating. Maureen came to visit Daniel in January, and they decided they would make it work. And for the next 2 years, that's what they did. And over those 2 years, they fostered a strong sense of trust and solid communication. However, Maureen wasn't in love with California, and she was in love with Daniel. So she moved back to Austin in 2019. A couple of years later, they decided to move in together, and Daniel proposed in 2023. In fact, that same year, they bought a house and adopted their sweet tabby, Sabi. The foundation of their relationship is their open, clear communication. Their personalities complement each other well. Maureen is good at details and keeps their life on track, and Daniel's calm nature keeps them from getting too stressed out. They have a set of common values and hope to be active forces for good in the world. They also share a love of food, travel, and friends. And while they value their shared time, they're also comfortable being independent people and having their own interests. And they both find a great deal of love and acceptance in the relationship. Maureen and Daniel have already begun the process of building a life and loving home together. And they've long been committed to each other in their hearts. They know they can rely on each other completely through the ups and downs of life. And today is an opportunity to stand in front of all of you, their friends and family, and publicly proclaim their love and their commitment to one another. It's a chance to celebrate the life they're creating together. As human beings, despite our frailties, we are called to one another, called to community, and called to great acts which affirm our very nature. And of all of our qualities, there's none stronger than a professing of love, especially between two people who, for much of their lives, have been unknown to one another. Two people who are drawn through distance and time to be together, and who found in one another something mysterious, magical, and unmistakable, something undeniable and vital, something certain and true, which completed each of them. And there's no greater avowal to be made by two people in this regard than a solemn vow of unity, of commitment, of marriage, a joining of two lives to one life. And it has been one of the greatest traditions throughout history and all cultures that these moments should be noted and the days marked and celebrated by friends and family as a reminder of what matters the most to all of us, that we should love one another and be anxious to celebrate living, to live gratefully, and never hesitate to express our joys aloud. A marriage is the most perfect expression of this, and so it's most appropriate that we gather and come to make music and beauty, to dance, to share food and drink, to embrace one another, and to revel in our living on this day when two people come together. Such are the circumstances which define a great day, an auspicious day. And when a day like this comes in the lives of two people, we are all the better for its coming. At this time, I'd like to call Maureen's cousin, Mary Beth, forward to share a selection by Dolly Adderton that they chose as it reflects all the different forms that love may take.
In Everything I Know About Love, Dolly Alderton wrote, I know that love can be loud and jubilant. It can be dancing in the swampy mud and the pouring rain at a festival and shouting, "You are amazing," over the band. It's introducing them to your colleagues at a work event and basking in pride as they make people laugh and make you look lovable just by dint of being loved by them. It's laughing until you wheeze. It's waking up in a country neither of you have known before. It's skinny dipping at dawn. It's walking along the street together on a Saturday night and feeling an entire city is yours. It's a big, beautiful, ebullient force of nature. I also know love is a pretty quiet thing. It's lying on the sofa together, drinking coffee, talking about where you're going to go that morning, and to drink more coffee. It's folding down the pages of books you think they'd find interesting. It's hanging up their laundry when they leave the house, having moronically forgotten to take it out of the washing machine. It's saying, "You're safer here than in a car," as they hyperventilate on an EasyJet flight to Dublin. It's the texts, "Hope your day goes well," "How did today go?" "Thinking of you today," and "Picked up loo roll." I know that love happens under the splendor of moon and stars and fireworks and sunsets, but it also happens when you're lying on blow-up air beds in a childhood bedroom, sitting in A&E, or in the queue for a passport, or in a traffic jam. Love is a quiet, reassuring, relaxing, pottering, pedantic, harmonious hum of a thing. Something you can easily forget is there, even though its palms are outstretched beneath you in case you fall.
Maureen and Daniel, remember that a good marriage doesn't happen by chance. It's created through thoughtfulness and dedication. Marriage is a choice that you wake up and continue to make each day. For marriage is not created out of a law or a piece of paper, but in the hearts and minds of two human beings. And it grows out of loving one another and sharing yourself with each other. And so before you exchange your vows, take a moment to tell each other why you love each other. You may now share your personal statements.
Daniel, the first time we spoke, you explained rudimentary physics to me. And I left the conversation certain that you were way smarter than me and therefore would never want to date me. Luckily for me, I was right about how smart you are, but wrong about you wanting to continue dating. 8 years later, I still love how smart you are and how funny and quick-witted you are and how comfortable you are with yourself, even in a group of complete strangers. I love your curiosity and your open-mindedness and the passion you develop when you want to learn about something new. More than that, though, I love the way you are with others. I love that you can charm almost any cat that you meet. I love how you'll go out of your way for the people that you care about the most. And most of all, I love who I am when I'm with you. I love that I can be my whole self with you and that I can come to you in any state and know that I'll be accepted just as I am. I love that you're the one I get to come home to every day, and I'm looking forward to coming home to you for many, many more days to come. Daniel, I'm so excited to be married to you. Thank you for choosing me.
Maureen, earlier in the ceremony we talked about how we complete each other, and I think that really is why I love you. There are so many amazing things about you, and so many amazing things about me, if I'm being honest.
Like you memorizing this speech.
But, you know, neither of us is perfect, and, you know, it would be pretty boring dating someone who is. And I really love that together, however, we make each other perfect. And we make a perfect relationship. And, you know, maybe some of those lines in that reading hit closer to home than others. Maybe you've hung up my pants or shirt that has been left in the dryer one too many times. But, you know, it's things from the mundane to the special when we can share time together on a trip, traveling, when we share time together at home. Both are so important to me, and you're so important to me. And I love everything that we do together, and I love you.
No human ties are more tender, and no other vows are more important than those you are about to take. Both of you come to this day with the deep realization that the contract of marriage is sacred, as are all of its obligations and responsibilities. Maureen, do you choose Daniel to be your husband, promising your love, respect, appreciation, faithfulness, and support in sickness and in health, and prosperity and adversity, so long as you both shall live?
I do.
And Daniel, do you choose Maureen to be your wife, promising your love, respect, appreciation, faithfulness, and support in sickness and in health, and prosperity and adversity, so long as you both shall live?
I do.
And I ask of you both, do you promise to support one another's freedom, knowing that while your lives are intertwined, your choices are still yours alone?
We do.
We do.
Do you promise to seek to understand each other and work to meet each other's needs, not out of obligation, but because it delights you to see the other happy?
We do.
Do you promise to be there for each other, to nurture each other's goals and ambitions, and to support one another through misfortune while celebrating each other's triumphs?
We do.
Do you promise to keep your life together, exciting, adventurous, and full of passion, to persevere when times get tough, knowing any challenges you face, you will conquer them together?
We do.
We do.
And finally, do you promise to give generously to the relationship, knowing you are a team now and always, and to show each other every day that you know exactly how lucky you are to have each other?
We do.
Maureen and Daniel wish to exchange rings, and these rings are a symbol of the unbroken circle of love. For love freely given has no beginning and no end, no giver and no receiver, for each is the giver, and each is the receiver. May these rings always remind you of the vows that you've taken. May I have the rings? Maureen, if you'll take Daniel's ring, slide it on his finger, and then hold that hand as you repeat after me. Daniel, I give you this ring
Daniel, I give you this ring
as a symbol of our vows,
as a symbol of our vows,
and with all that I am
and with all that I am
and all that I have,
and all that I have,
I honor you.
I honor you.
With this ring,
With this ring,
I thee wed.
I thee wed.
Daniel, if you'll place the ring on her finger. And then hold that hand as you repeat after me. Maureen, I give you this ring
Maureen, I give you this ring
as a symbol of our vows,
as a symbol of our vows,
and with all that I am
and with all that I am
and all that I have,
and all that I have,
I honor you.
I honor you.
With this ring,
With this ring,
I thee wed.
I thee wed.
You may join hands. May these rings be an ever-present reminder of your love for one another. Maureen and Daniel have chosen a hand fasting ceremony to formalize their union today. This type of ceremony, in which the partner's hands are bound together as a sign of their commitment to one another, is a rich and ancient tradition with ties to cultures all over the world. And today, Maureen and Daniel will incorporate 4 knots, each representing one of the 4 elements, as well as a corresponding pillar of their relationship. These cords will now be tied around your hands as a physical representation of the decision you make to bind your lives together. Like earth, let your trust in one another be steadfast, a rich ground where love can grow strong and flourish. Like air, take joy in your flights of fancy and feed one another's interest, curiosities, and intellect. Like fire, let love and compassion for each other burn brightly, lighting your way forward and warming your spirits. And like water, be gentle enough to follow the natural paths of the earth and strong enough to rise up and reshape the world together. These cords and the knots formed around your hands represent the commitments that you make here today. They are strong enough to hold you together through times of struggle and yet flexible enough to allow for individuality and personal growth. I will now release the bonds of your hands, but never the bonds of your hearts. Maureen and Daniel, with abiding confidence and deep affection, we send you forth on life's journey together. May love and peace be yours always. For you have chosen one another and determined to spend your lives together, and you've come before your family and your friends and exchanged your vows of love. By the power vested in me by the state of Texas, and by the power of your own love and commitment, it is with great joy that I now pronounce you husband and wife. Congratulations, you may now kiss. if there's any immediate family here, everybody else, you're going to actually exit down this little path right there. There's cocktails waiting for you up on the patio. Enjoy yourselves. Have a beautiful evening.